Folks, we're going to talk tech layoffs. We're going to talk about some just wild mortgage application data. And of course, we will dig into CPI, what is happening with the 10-year note, the stock market. Is good news or is good news bad news? And we will go through our first batch of financial earnings. So a lot going on today. Let's start with layoffs. Don't know if you caught this, but it looks like Meta, aka Facebook, is going to be cutting 5% of their company. They are having a specific focus on low performing jobs. Just for context, what does 5% mean? At Facebook or Meta, they have roughly 70,000 employees based on a quick Google search. So 5% equates to 32,500. So about 3,000 plus jobs will get layoffs. They will get severance, according to the article. So again, that is coming. Not to be outdone, Microsoft is going, hey, we are done hiring. We are putting a pause on hiring for our consulting unit as they look to get into cost-cutting measures. It's going to be very interesting. This is certainly not the scale and scope of tech layoffs that occurred a couple of years ago. But again, according to Mark Zuckerberg, the layoffs are because he envisions an quote unquote intense year. So we shall see what that brings. It'll be interesting to watch this year roll over. We might as well jump right into CPI. Again, we talked about CPI headline being forecasted to go from 2.7 to 2.9. We also talked about the forecast for core, which was expected to go to 3.3. So what happened? Again, folks, remember, when we talk inflation, we talk four numbers. We talk headline core, year on year, and month on month. Those are the four numbers. So it's very interesting. Four of the numbers, no, let me make sure I get this right. So two of the numbers came in as expected. Two of them came in slightly better, and the market is reacting like it's 1999 and the party is on. So let's go headline first. So again, headline was expected to be 2.9. It was 2.7 last time. Came in at 2.9. So folks, at least at headline, we now have a clear trend: 2.4, 2.6, 2.7, 2.9. 2.4 to 2.9. Problem. Month on month. Last month, it was 0.3. This month, it was expected to be 0.4. Came in at 0.4. So again, CPI headline, what you and I pay at the grocery store, what you and I pay for gas, all of that stuff that we use every day, inflation is accelerating, aka not good. Now let's talk about core. This is where the good news comes. Again, core, if you don't remember, had been very, very sticky. We had been stuck at 3.3%, I believe, for the last 4 months, and it is expected to once again come in at 3.3. Well, good news. It came in at 3.2. So slightly better than expected. And on the month-on-month basis, same deal. Was expected to come in at 0.3. Last was 0.3. Came in better than expected. Came in at 0.2. What are some of the numbers behind the numbers? Well, of course, this is a real estate channel, so we have to talk about shelter inflation. Shelter inflation was once again reported at 0.3 month on month, or 4.6% year on year. We have talked for several years now about the arcane way of calculating this. I hope none of you believe that rent is going up 4.6% a year. It is simply not. With the caveat, perhaps, of Southern California, because I don't know if you guys have seen some of these crazy rent jumps that have been going on in SoCal. That can't be right. That's wild and crazy, but hey, it is what it is. Good news about the 4.6%. It was the lowest reported shelter inflation since January of 2022. Folks, that is 3 years ago. 2022 is 3 years ago. Can you believe it? Wild. If we go down further in why CPI headline increased, gasoline, right? Again, stuff you and I use every day, up 4.4% year on year. It is actually 40% of the gain in CPI headline. So something you and I should be looking at least casually is what is going on in the oil market. Gasoline is obviously a derivative of oil. So again, gasoline accounted for 40% of the increase. And not to be outdone, food, again, something we use every day, was up 0.3% month on month or 2.5% year on year. There's some wild things going on in the commodities market. These are things that we should all be checking out. The 10-year note is crashing. I mean, like crashing. And of course, I am talking rates. Rates and price obviously go in different directions. But I am talking about rates. Why rates? Because you and I are real estate folks. And this has an influence on mortgages. You should expect a huge drop in mortgage rates today. The 10-year note, by last count, is down 14 basis points. I got to tell you, I don't get it. CPI headline, stuff you and I use, up, trend up, 2.4 to 2.9. It is clear. CPI core comes in slightly better than expected, and we party like it's 1999. Wild what goes on in the market. But let's be clear. Let's take the good news. It has been a while since we have had good news on rates. So, hey, why argue? Why bother? Great. Rates are noticeably better today. I do want to talk about our event in Vegas. We are 31 days away. We are down to 59 tickets, 7 VIP. I do want to extend the offer to bring kids. I'm going to open up 10 spots for kids. So if you just reach out to me and tell me, hey, I want to bring my teenager, you're going to have to tell me you will be responsible for their behavior. Love to see them there. Just let me know so I can make sure we've got the food and space and all of that. I do apologize for not having this idea sooner. We should do this every year. Kids are important to me. So again, I apologize for coming up with this idea late. I know it has created some scheduling conflicts for a lot of folks, and I'm sorry about that. If you can't make it work, I understand. But yes, kids are free and likely going to be doing that every year going forward, creating a spot just for the teenagers. I want to help where I can. So again, if you want to bring your kids, let me know. You will be responsible for them, so no bad behavior. There you go. Virtual tickets are available. 17 tickets are sold. Again, I have spots, well up upwards of 100. You can just go to Eventbrite and find both the tickets to the event and virtual. I would, if you're planning to come to Vegas, I'd buy your tickets. We're selling faster and faster, and these could be gone in 4 or 5 days. This will sell out. I won't be adding tickets because, frankly, I just dropped 30 grand on food yesterday. Yep, I bought all the food yesterday, and I am even buying coffee and water and sodas. Things that I didn't do last year. So, yep, $30,000 out the window just for food, not facilities, not the video. And it's just everything costs so much money in Vegas. It's crazy. Oh, I digress. That's my problem, not yours. Let's talk about mortgage applications. Again, when we talk mortgage applications, remember we talk purchase and refi. This data is reported by the Mortgage Business Association, I think it is, MBA, mortgage applications. Would you be shocked? Well, frankly, I was shocked, so you're probably shocked. Mortgage applications in total up 33%. 33%. Now, again, these are week-on-week numbers, so a lot of that 33% increase is, frankly, on a low number because of the holidays. But still, 33% increase week on week is a sharpest increase since 2020. And if you all remember 2020, yeah, the world turned off there for a minute, and hence 33. But what happened below the numbers? Refi demand jumped 43%. What? 43%? And purchases jumped almost 27, jumped 26.9%. So you know what I'll be doing. I'll be talking to the mortgage guys on my channel. I'll be talking to the real estate agents, figuring out what is what. Again, refi demand. Are these people, getting out of hard money? Are they doing rate and term? Are they doing cash out? Are they consolidating debt? I don't know. But damn, a 43.5% increase in refis is nothing to sneeze at. I do want to call attention to a very important video coming out today on the channel at 1 p.m. Something I have learned about a lot of the fires going on, and unfortunately, I think we're going to see this again in Southern California, is the number of people that are underinsured. And being underinsured has a real problem. So what I did is I reached out to the team at Steadily. Again, Steadily is an insurance platform for real estate investors. And I was lucky enough to get a hold of their claims director, CJ. And we recorded a conversation just for you, how to look at your deck page, how to understand whether or not you are covered. And that video comes out at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Again, remember, for most of us, myself included, real estate is the largest and most valuable asset we own. And if we don't understand what coverage we have or don't have, you could have an unpleasant surprise. So we talk about lots of things, how you can be informed, how you can make sure you're covered. Please, if you own real estate, even if you're just a homeowner, get ready to watch that video at 1 o'clock. Make sure you understand if you are covered or not. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. This is the last thing that you would want. All right, let's move on to earnings. And again, we get the big banks first, like we always do. And, I don't know about you, but these were kind of predictable. Again, I think we have the kind of, the big banks that are too big to fail. You know who they are. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Blackstone. You get the list, right? Well, there were 6 reported today. JP Morgan, Goldman, Wells, Citi, BlackRock, and Bank of New York. 6 for 6 beat on earnings. 5 of 6 beat on revenue. The only one that missed on revenue expectations was Wells Fargo. I did capture a couple of notes. JP Morgan had a record-breaking year, and their loan loss reserve is $2.6 billion. So they know that some pain is coming, but that $2.6 billion was actually less than the expected $3 billion. Goldman Sachs loan loss reserve is only $351 million. I actually thought that was interesting, right? JP Morgan, $2.6 billion. Goldman Sachs, $351 million. Obviously, that shows who is lending to consumers versus focusing on, big companies and acquisitions and things of that nature. I thought that contrast was pretty wild. Wells Fargo, CFO, optimism hasn't translated to more lending, at least as of yet. Looks like old guy RAI Frank has sent us a note. You mentioned being underinsured through California Fair Plan. What are your options besides having a bunch of cash set aside? So you will see some of that discussed in the 1 o'clock interview, Frank. You can get what's called, I think it's called reinsurance, or basically insurance on top of that. Again, California Fair program as currently configured is just for fire, not even liability. Can you imagine? It doesn't even offer liability insurance. So likely what you are going to have to do, at least as it's configured in California today, is do what's called insurance stacking. Insurance stacking. So you're going to have to go out and get California Fair. Then you're going to have to look for some kind of reinsurance or insurance to add on top of that. Please understand, if you do have California Fair, you actually have zero liability protection. And if you're a landlord, no bueno, no good. So we do have some of that. Actually, here's a question for the group. Obviously, have a relationship with Steadily. They've helped me with insurance. Would you like to do an hour conversation with them to ask them questions? Again, they only do landlord policies, but obviously they're experienced in homeowners, so they will help wherever they can. Maybe we do an hour inside school, so it's more controlled and we don't have, crazy people joining. Let me know in the comments below if you want to do an hour with school, and I can get that set up. Oh, looks like we want to do that. Okay. Again, let me know in the comments. I will reach out to them, get it set up an hour so you guys can ask questions. And if we're going to do this, make sure you get your deck pages, because again, we'll do this in our private community, and you can be more open than just the general internet. So again, something to think about. The last thing to talk about, again, looking at the big banks, again, no surprise, 6 of 6 beat on earnings, 5 of 6 beat on revenue. BlackRock, this is almost unfathomable to me. Assets under management sit at 11.5 trillion. I remember, I think I was in my 20s when the first asset under management passed $1 trillion. BlackRock's lapping the field at 11.5 trillion. Crazy. What else do we got? National debt, winner, chicken dinner, just passed 36 trillion. It's wild. Looks like blaming higher financing cost, continued spending. Hello, let's stop that. Come on. Why we keep giving money away? And declining tax receipts. We are not set up to have a very good 2025 as on the tax on debt. Declining receipts, increased spending, increased cost of debt. That's like all kinds of bad. So it will be interesting to see where we go from that. Just so we know, post CPI, the odds of a cut by June actually increased. It's now a coin flip, 50-50, and there's actually a chance of a second cut at the end of 2025. So again, very interesting stuff going on. Looking at my notes. Oh, last thing. Oh, two more things. New York manufacturing activity down, but prices paid and prices received are up substantially. Again, if you don't know what that means, it means inflation is coming. That's what prices paid and prices received mean. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to Cody Sanchez. She is the author of the book that I am currently reading, Main Street Millionaire. And she said this in there: no one is coming to save you. I agree. Tell me what you are willing to give up to get what you want. Again, I agree. Something you have undoubtedly seen with all the millionaires that come across this channel. They all had to give up something. They all had to make sacrifice. Sacrifice is not a 4-letter dirty word. It is a cost of doing business. It is a cost of moving forward. And then lastly, Cody said, that is the missing piece to winning every goal. Every goal has a price. So I thought that was pretty well said. And then lastly, what do you guys think? Will TikTok be banned? I think the ban goes into effect Sunday. I don't know. I'm just curious. I think TikTok is a security risk. I think it is a tool used by the Chinese, in my opinion. And I think TikTok should be banned, but I don't use it. I don't even have the app. I think my team posts on it, but I have no idea. I don't ever see it. So I'm just curious. What do you think? TikTok ban, yay or nay? Let me know in the comments below. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment. Get your tickets to Vegas. I already forget. I think 59 tickets left. They will sell out. Sign up for school so we can have that steadily discussion, guys. Have fun. Take care. Later.